This is Judy Shaw. I'm on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Joining me today is Mark Burg. Mark is a producer of Saw. We also have Tobin, actor known as Jigsaw in Saw. And also we have
Oren Koules.
Oren, forgive me. Oren Koules. Oren is also a producer. And Oren and Mark are the producers of the Saw franchise. And Tobin is the actor, Jigsaw, known from the franchise. Now, Tobin, I want to start with you. Give me a synopsis of the Saw franchise. And also tell me what moviegoers can expect with the upcoming installment, Jigsaw.
Well, this is the 8th film that we've done. It's a roller coaster ride of a story. The guy that I play, Jigsaw, he's very committed to what he does. He's a bit of a theologian, a philosopher, a trained mechanical engineer, and an architect. And he has lots of thoughts about lots of things. Namely appreciating your life. And so this particular film, Jigsaw, continues to explore that, and in a very powerful and scary way that makes people think. So it's a great role to play.
So now your career has taken you, you've been in film, you've been in theater, you've been on TV. How did you get into horror? What inspired you to take the role as a Jigsaw?
James Wan and Lee Wanell wrote the first Saw, and we filmed it in 2003, and it was a wonderful script, an incredible idea with a marvelous ending. And I got to work with Danny Glover, who was in the film, and the film was very successful, and so we've continued on from there and very happily created new stories every time.
Can I interject for 1 second? In Saw 1, Tobin Bell laid on the floor, a cold, dirty cement floor in a warehouse in like East LA, surrounded by blood, messed up, literally I think he laid on the floor for 8 days alone, you know, and
He wouldn't, and by the way, we offered to, since we'd already had the prosthetic for his head,
Mm-hmm.
we offered to say, we'll build a dummy, and because you don't have to lay there, because a lot of the movie was almost like a play with the two actors going back and forth over Tobin, and you didn't know Tobin was alive.
Oh.
So for anyone we would just would have put a dummy there. He said, no, I insist on being there.
Wow.
So he laid on the floor for.
I had compelling reason for that. Actors need to know where they're coming from, you know.
it was just one of those
Admirable.
remarkable experiences working with an actor that's that committed to doing it the right way. He's the first one there, he's the last to leave. Tobin will know everybody's line,
he writes
and everybody else's.
He also writes a lot of his own dialogue.
He writes
Wow, okay.
the majority of his own dialogue. He's like, no, I think my character would come at it this way. Can I try something?
Tobin really takes on that role.
Exactly, and there wouldn't be a franchise without him.
So let's talk about that. So the franchise has been hugely successful. Tell me about the success of this film. I mean, you are now on your 8th installment.
We did 7 in 7 years. Then we took a hiatus, and now we're back. And it just came the right story from the right people, the right idea. Just the timing was right. The last movie we did, 2010, grossed $135 million worldwide.
Wow.
And we kind of we could have done it sooner, but we're like, no, let's wait. There's no rush.
Now you've also made it into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, that, we're there now. I'm sure it or something will pass us one day, but as of today, we're the highest grossing worldwide franchise. We're going to like that.
Why do you think this film resonates? Why have you lasted so long?
Because of Tobin's character, where, yes, he's a murderer, yes, he's a killer, but he hasn't gone after anybody that doesn't deserve it. They really, if you look at the people that have been there, they've all done something just that kind of, he kind of.
Yeah, I think the films make people think. And, there are a number of different things that the films talk about. I'll go back to an idea that James and Lee had in Saw 1, which was the treatment of the terminally ill by the medical community. that was a concept that permeated that film, and other concepts have been introduced in the others that make people think a lot. So the films have a raison d'etre that not only are they exciting and innovative and scary, but when I talk to fans, they want to talk about some of the precepts, some of the concepts that are in the film.
It's a what if. I mean, it's not some, and I mean this, it's not some girl in the shower and, oh, a guy's going to come slash her. It's actually what if. What if you and I were, only one of us could leave this room?
Right.
You know, so it's a lot more what if. It's a lot more, we try to be thinking.
Right, and some serious decisions to be made.
Yeah, and you know, does karma exist or doesn't it exist? It's a big question in a Saw film.
Tobin, how do you prepare for this role? Do you have to get into a certain mindset to play this character?
No, I approach this character the same as I approach any other character. I ask a lot of questions. What does he mean by that? You know, I played astronauts and priests and cowboys, and so John Kramer, who is Jigsaw's real name, I approach him from the same perspective as I would approach any other role.
A cowboy?
Yeah.
You're the cowboy?
Tobin was. You'll see, Tobin's script, and it's completely marked up with notes and like, what was the guy thinking here? What was his motive? Why? Would he have done it this way? Would he have said it that way? For our scripts to pass the Tobin Bell test, we don't give it to him until we're pretty sure he's going to like it.
Now, how do you come up with this?
We sit down and spend a bunch of time
Googling
torture and looking through. Like if you saw us at a dinner table, and if people were at the table next to us having dinner, and they saw Oren and myself kind of going, all right, have we ever killed anybody this way?
We literally...
Yeah, people are probably looking at us like, okay,
People
this
get
is
up
really
and leave and
check.
maybe call the police.
Yeah,
exactly. Like we better talk to these people because what's going on at the table over there?
But it's also we spend the majority of the time talking about logic. We literally put placeholders sometimes in the script for a trap. We know that these 2 people are going to end up somewhere, or these 5 people and 4 are going to come out. But we really try to talk a ton about the logic. If this happens here, this happened then. And we literally have sheets of timelines of what happened. Because one of the things we do with Saw is really play with time. So.
And the one other thing I just want to say, this franchise would not have happened without the whole Lionsgate team of Jason and Ida, the whole acquisition team working with us from the very beginning with Pete Block. And then when it comes time to selling it, Tim Palin and his whole marketing department getting us here. I mean, we're on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, and we are thrilled to have you here.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So now, with every film, you've had this campaign where you have a blood donation.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We've raised, through the first 7 movies, just approximately 140,000 pints of blood.
Wow.
And this film, if you donate blood, you get a free ticket to the movie.
Oh, that's great.
So we're trying to get people, because there's a giant need for blood in our country. You know,
I mean, you saw they ran out
Especially
of blood in Vegas. I shouldn't say ran out. I know they were alarmingly low
Right.
for blood last over the weekend, and so it brings awareness to what we're trying to do.
Very timely, yeah.
Our goal is if we can raise 40,000 pints of blood with this film, that'll save 100,000 lives. I mean, it's kind of it's important.
That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, one final question. Do we think there's going to be a 9th installment?
I hope
Are
so.
we going to see?
If there's we kind of took some time off, and for us it's about finding the right story and the right timing, and I would say yes, but you never know. We don't have a story yet. Mark
Until
and
the
I
movie opens, we don't jinx it.
we're very superstitious. Yeah. We're very superstitious.
Very superstitious.
We literally don't talk about it. We don't think about it until the one comes out.
You know, there are some ideas in this new film. Back in 7 years ago, a lot of the people that could get into this film were of a certain age. Now millennials, there's a whole new fan base for the Saw franchise, and I think that these audience members are going to come to these films with a different mindset than audience people had in 2000 and the last one we made, 2010. A lot has transpired in 7 years, and the world is a different place. So
Yes.
I look forward to hearing what all the new fans have to say about the film.
Okay. Well, fans need to go out and see the movie It opens October 27th.
Yep.
Right. All right. Well,
Thank
everyone,
you.
please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
See
Great
the
to have
movie.
you here. Yeah, go out and see the movie October
October
27th. It's theaters.
A theater near you in IMAX.